Hi, everybody. So glad you could make it today. We're going to have a good time today. I'm going to stop the music because, everybody's here. So now we get to stop it. How come it's doing that? I did it right. So, how have you guys been today? Huh? So, did you get my paperwork? I put it out there on Facebook so everybody could get it. So, we could talk about it today to see if you guys had any questions about it. So, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about that and any other questions you guys want. Okay. So we're going to get right to it. But first, my name is Tammy and I'm an advocate. And I've been a special ed advocate for since 1995. I started advocating with my son and then got training and then took it from there. So I'm glad you guys are here. And so I hope we can all get started. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Alma. Girl, Alma. You are on point, girl. You are the first one. Barbara, you should have been here a long time ago. You've been busy? That's why you forgot? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Sure. You and that new stove. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are here. So I'm going to answer any questions that you guys want me to answer and help you get through some shenanigans, which there are always shenanigans. I can't even stand it. I have great news. One of my clients that I've known since he was, I think, between 10 and 12, he just took, it's a long story, but in New York, they have this thing that if you want to leave school at 16 and go into college, you can get your GED or your diploma and a degree at the same time, an associate's degree. So he did it. And rather than wait until, whenever, he took the GED just to see, and he passed first time. He got his GED. I am so proud of him. His name is Tyler. I want everybody to give a big hands up. Congratulations, Tyler. So proud of you. He has a disability and he's just a joy. He's hilarious. He would be a great advocate. He knows the laws a lot better than me and his mother. So anyway, I love him and I'm so happy this happened. And I know his mother is too. So a lot of great things can happen for him. So anyway, so I don't know what you guys want to do, but like I said last week, my goal is to help you guys do as much as you can. And it's hard. And I know this, but I can't think. His mother is going to be so happy. She's one of my besties. I've known her for the same amount of time. I met her on Facebook. And that's how we got together. She asked me to represent her and I was like, what? And she lives in New York. So it was kind of fun. We whooped their asses 3 times. They got spanked in New York. Yeah, and if anybody is interested, all you have to do is type in your browser Tammy Joya Ithaca Voice, Ithaca, and you'll see the big article. We nailed them to the wall. It was so much fun. I just loved it. When we got done, 27 other kids had to go and get retested because the school district decided they were going to do it their way. And I guess that's what this is all about. This is all about how these school people and these hearing officers and the State Department of Education, they all think that it's about them. And the only reason why they win, at least in Massachusetts, the only reason why they win is because they have the BSEA in the back pocket. They have the hearing officer, the hearing director. They're all in their back pocket. That's why they win. They don't win because they're real good attorneys. They couldn't make it in the real world as attorneys. Okay. They couldn't go in front of a judge. They wouldn't know how to file anything. They'd be like that chick, Alina Haba. The judge had to tell her to go take a break and go find out how to submit evidence. I mean, I know how to submit evidence. I'm not a lawyer. Furthermore, all you have to do to really find out about how this all works, like in a hearing and how these people think and how they put stuff together, go watch you some nice, go watch some nice Law and Order. Go watch you some nice MSNBC. Pick a person. Pick a person. They're all good. You will learn a lot of stuff about how the law works. And that's what you really need to know. That's what this is all about. Hey, Stephanie, that's what this is really all about. It's about teaching you how to navigate this system. Because let's face it, do any of you have 40 grand to go put on an attorney to lose? Because just because you guys can get an attorney doesn't mean you're going to win. Do you know how many people I know lost when they had these big highfalutin attorneys? A few of those people came to me first, went to an attorney, and then came back to me, and we won without going to hearing. So whose lawyer? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say nothing about somebody's lawyer. Barbara, pay attention. Pay attention. I'm just saying somebody. I'm going to hit you, Barbara. But anyway, I'm a DIYer. I will learn how to do anything. I don't care. It's not that hard. Give me a minute and I will figure it out. Not me. Don't have. Exactly. Nobody does, honey. It's okay. Nobody has 40 grand to go waste on an attorney who's going to take your case. Okay. You're going to go to an attorney and you're going to tell the attorney, this is what you want. The attorney's going to say, give me your records. Then the attorney is going to turn it into something that he believes he can win for you, whether that's what you want or not. That's how they roll. I actually had an attorney tell me one time, because my client wanted to go, so I went with her. And he looked at us and he said, well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to look at your case. It's going to cost you $5,000 to look at your case. And he said, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to take your case. I'm going to look at it for $5,000. And then if I take it, it's going to be more money. I looked at the mother. I said, get up. We're going. This is stupid. Then after he said that, before I said, get up, we're going, he said, and I'm probably going to have to change your issues. What? I didn't work this hard for you, Mr. Lawyer Man, to change the issues because you think just because you're a lawyer, you know better. Then he actually told me, he said, Tammy, I have to go up before these people without you and your client. I got other kids up there. Oh, I see. Then I told the mother, get up, we're going. Yeah, he was in Massachusetts. He was a good lawyer too. But they have their own agenda. And if you don't want if you think you're going to win faster with an attorney, think again. You're not. It's still going to take you the same amount of time, if not longer. You know how long it takes to get an attorney on the phone? They're not like me. My clients call me within a few minutes. I'm answering the phone. If they don't get me right away, then they start acting crazy. Then they're texting me until I answer the phone. And then I'm answering the phone like, what? Now everybody's mad because I don't like my phone to ring and I don't like my clients to wait. But I also don't want you people call me every 5 minutes. But you feel the need to do that. You can't do that kind of crazy stuff with an attorney that costs you major money. So on top of taking the case to hearing, on top of them preparing for the case, okay, which is from the day they get it, on top of filing motions, responding to motions, attending pre-hearing conferences that are nothing but a sham, which I'm going to tell you guys all about this in about 3 minutes. That money starts building up. It's called a chart of accounts. You put down a certain amount of money and then they start nipping at it until it's zero again. And then you got to give them some more money up front for them to take it forward. Yeah. That's why when I was advocating, what I used to do is I started towards the end telling people, look, pay me this much amount of money, but you only pay me when I tell you to. You're not going to get an invoice. There's no reason for me to send you an invoice. Just send me the money. Shut up. I did this work. You know I did it. Because you're going to get the paperwork. That anything that I do, I give to my clients. It's not my fault you people don't read the stuff that I'm doing. Barbara. It's not. You guys get everything I make. Okay? If I'm doing something, you guys right out there, you guys get all the emails between me and everybody. That's the way your advocate's supposed to be doing. Okay, if you have an advocate or a lawyer, you tell your lawyer, I want my name on everything you're doing. I need to know what you're doing. Okay. So one of the things that I've been having a problem with is in Massachusetts, right? And I don't know if this is going on in any other state. Well, in Massachusetts, they have this thing. Well, they have a thing where you have to have a conference call 19 days after the hearing is filed. So the hearing officer schedules it. Everybody gets together. It's supposed to be like a 10-minute thing. It's all about logistics, date, time of the hearing, blah, 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 blah. Location. That's all. It's 10 minutes. Bye, Felicia's. and it's gone. But then some whack job lawyer for the district says, well, I want a pre-hearing conference. Okay, good. Why? What do you want? So they don't tell us the purpose of the thing. And what they're saying is, well, we have to have this to discuss this, this, and this. Well, I need you to put that in writing. Okay. So I need to now know, because now I got hip to their nonsense. Okay. And I'm telling you guys this. What they're doing in Massachusetts is they're saying, well, I want to have a pre-hearing conference call to talk about this. They don't put it in writing. They just say a pre-hearing conference call. Well, the regulations say in Massachusetts, Tammy, can I use the October 4th memorandum from OSAP about personal qualifications of the department? Yes. Anything that you can get that you know how to get for OSAP, that's a policy thing, use it to prove your point. I do that all the time. I believe I know which one you're talking about. But yes, honey, use that. Use it by all means. But anyway, so what they're doing with you guys is they're pretending that it's okay for the school district to request a conference call, not tell you what the conference call is about so you can't prepare, and then blindside you by having their witnesses come in to tell the hearing officer what they did and why they did it. So they're going to explain the situations, because that's Ricky and we're Lucy. Crazy. We have to do some explaining before the hearing. So now they planted all these seeds in the hearing officer's ear, and they think that's okay. You see, and what the law says, the federal law says, that anybody that's providing testimony has to be sworn in under oath, under pains and penalties of perjury. You know what the stupid lawyer said? She's lucky she wasn't standing next to me. She said, I said, well, good. I said, I wanted a court reporter there. She said, oh no. She said, conference calls are, they can't be brought into the hearing. And I'm like, you have confused mediation discussions with pre-hearing conference calls. There's not one. I said, there's not one law, one regulation, one BSEA rule, not 801 CMR, adjudicatory process regulations, nothing that says what you just said. Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you. And then we did the BSEA thing where they had the counsel there, and I looked Reese Ehrlichman right in the face, the BSEA director, with her comrade, the new guy, Russell Johnston. And I said, if they're not going to tell me what the hearing is about based on specifically my case, and they're not going to tell me people are coming, I'm not going. Neither is my client. What are you going to do? Say I didn't go? Okay, let's say why I didn't go, because that's going to be on the record. Because what they're trying to do, guys, okay, they don't want certain things on the record. That's why they don't want a court reporter, because when somebody is sworn in, you have the right to request a court reporter, and they have to provide it. They don't want court reporters at conference calls because they say all kind of whack stuff that I call them on all the time. For instance, Amy Wrightback one time told Mary Ellen Swarter, you don't even do the evaluation. I looked at her like she was crazy. I said, excuse you, hearing officer Wrightback. Are you giving the attorney for the school district legal advice? Tell me you're not doing that. Then the attorney for the school district, Mary Ellen Swarter, got mad. She didn't like my attitude during the conference call. So she decided to tell Amy that she should issue an order for me to go to the BSEA for the hearing from Pennsylvania. I told Amy, go right ahead. As soon as you put it in an order, we'll discuss it. She said, I can't do that. I said, I know. You want to tell Mary Ellen that? The lawyer that's a member of the Massachusetts board, what is it? The bar? Yeah. Needless to say, they stopped their shenanigans. So now they're doing it again. And they think they can get away with it. So tomorrow I'm going to have to send an email over to OSAP and say, so what is this shenanigans? Because we have tried to get an advocate or a lawyer, but they require a monthly payment, almost $400 a month. Yes, honey. Plus hourly rate. Yes, honey. Yes. It's expensive. When I was doing it, I charged $50 an hour. And I did way more work than I charged for. And I did way more work than what a lawyer would do, or a lot of advocates that, from hearing from parents that they did. Because what I try to do is, see, I love what I did. I still do. And so what I tried to do is fix the entire problem. You see, I want it to go away. I don't want to see it for a while. I don't want this parent to call me back next year and say, "Tammy, you did it again." No, because they got burned once. I'll cook them for real in a pot with some lobster. Have a nice boiled dinner with their asses. Yeah, they're going to be part of the dinner. You see, so when I took it, so yes, yes, results aren't guaranteed. I'm not guaranteed either, but I tell you what, when I get done with the fight, everybody gonna get up from this fight. What marks all over their face? It's gonna look like a fight for real. So I thank you for what you are doing. You're helping. I hope I'm helping. I really do hope I'm helping, because this goes up my sideways. I'm telling you, it really, really bugs me that you guys don't know this stuff, and they're not doing anything to help you. So I told the Massachusetts BSEA, I'm teaching you guys how to do it. I'm teaching you. And I hope they're listening. Okay? I hope they are. Because even if I'm 100% wrong, this is the shit I do. What I gave you guys, that's what I do. Thank you, Barbara. I'm not gonna tell you guys to do something I haven't already done. And I'm not gonna tell you to do something that I did and it didn't work. I'm gonna tell you how to get the best results from doing what I did. This is what I did against the state of Massachusetts when I got an order for 6 people getting hired and all of that. I know Megan. Guess what, girl? Meg. Guess what? I know how to do it now. So I got to get the stuff. I got to get the flock. Guys, I'm talking about my, I got a silhouette. So I'm going to make rhinestone t-shirts. Yeah. Did you like that? I snapped my bra. Rhinestone t-shirts. And I'm going to make a couple so that I can sell them. And one of them is going to be WWTD. So that's what I'm going to do. And it doesn't even take that long. I create my own designs because that's why I bought the silhouette. Because now I can take my templates and I can actually sell them on Etsy. So I got to make sure they're right. So when I sell the templates as an SVG file, which I had to learn all kinds of things. Like every time I do something, I got to do all kinds of things. I got to learn stuff. And a learning curve for me is very difficult. I was talking about we are all in. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Meg. Forgot about that. See, crazy. But yes, I know. I got one. I have a crew neck sweatshirt. It's white and it's trimmed to it. It's got black thread on it. That's going to be my first one. So that's what I'm going to do. But yes, this is the Tammy Joya way. What would Tammy do? Tammy would do it like this. Okay. So all you guys are going to be able to get my WWTD sweatshirts and everything. Okay. I will be your customer. I own you. I owe you or own you. That's okay. So everything that I tell you guys, and you know, I used to get really angry and I found out why. But there was some things that were triggering me, and it was medical conditions, Megan. And now I'm way better. But this still annoys me like nobody's business. So anyway, what we're going to talk about is, do you guys, so first of all, if you have any questions about what I did, let me know, because I can walk you through it and we can talk about it and I can show you how I did what I did. And like I said, I put in the regulations, Alma, that you guys wanted, and I made them hyperlinks. So you have to just click on it. Now, what I want you guys to do is when you get on that website, when you click on that, I want you to save that in your browser or whatever, bookmark it, whatever you guys are going to do, because that's where the idea lives. And there's a bunch of other laws, and we'll get to them at some point. But for right now, this is what we're going to do. Okay. So, what we didn't talk about the last time was was it the remedy? We did the allegations, I think. Yes, we did the allegations. We didn't do the remedy, the list of evidence, or the evidence page. The you know, where you put it on, how you make it. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. And then you guys just jump in and let me know. Okay. And could somebody just let me know if this thing is, you know, blanking out, because I got to figure out what's going on. If it is, this computer's way too much money for it to be stopping, because when I'm doing this, it doesn't stop. So what I meant to say is that I'm in debt. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought, girl. It was just typo. I get you. That's why I laughed. Okay. Oh, hey, Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie. Mm. So I'm still working on creating that consultation for a particular number of people. I'm still working on how to schedule it. I was supposed to do it on Monday. There's no way in hell I'm going to do one on Monday and one on a Wednesday. So when I do it, when I do the show, when I send you guys out the emails, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on Wednesday night for sure. Okay. So whoever wants to come, I'll send you the email. I'm going to give you guys the email address on my Facebook page, and I'll put it on the video, the last video I made. Okay. But if you want to find out, that's what you do. I'll put it out there for my website. Okay. My email address. Don't send me nothing. I don't want no paperwork. Nothing. Okay. Because we'll talk about it during the thing. Okay. Because that's going to be kind of fun too. I want to see if I can handle 5. And when I say handle 5 is I want you to be able to tell me your story. What is the issue? And so you guys have to be clear. So when you try to be as clear as you can with me, because whatever you're telling me is what I'm going to base my answer on. Okay. I can't base an answer on something that's out there in the atmosphere. If you tell me something, what if, Tammy, I need help with this, I can answer that question. I can't answer all of the things that might happen. But if you have something that you want me to give you the answer to, I can do that. Okay. So be careful. And I'm going to tell you every single time that is based on the question that you asked. Okay. That's the answer that I'm going to give you. Okay. So now let's do this real quick. Screen share, and window, and this. I'm getting real good at this now. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know this, but part of filing a complaint is that you have to cite an allegation, and then you have to describe the allegations. You have to cite a violation of the law. Okay. You can't just tell a story. You have to cite a violation of the law. And the first thing you guys always want to do is that the school district denied FAPE. That's the first thing, because everything, if they did something wrong, they denied FAPE. It all ends up being that they denied FAPE. Okay. So that's the first thing you say, and then you can build on it. And I provided what FAPE is in the links. Okay. The definition of, and you guys don't read more into it than it is. Read the regulation for what it is. Okay. It's not hard. It's written in layman's terms. So whatever you're reading it, that's the way you interpret the words that's written. We're going to go over that in a minute. Okay. So when you file a complaint, you have to include the allegations. You have to cite a violation. You have to describe how they violated it, what they actually did when they violated it. Can't just cite laws. You have to tell them how they violated it. Okay. Then you also have to include what's called a remedy. Okay. There's a remedy. Okay. You have to include that. Now, a remedy is fine. I like remedy. So let's say you said they denied FAPE. In this instance, you don't say you denied FAPE. Well, you can, even for the SEA. So what part of your allegations is they didn't do their job. They violated 34 CFR 300.151 through 153. Okay. And so you want them all trained in all of that. Okay. You want them trained in those federal procedures. That's what you do. That's your remedy. Okay. In order to fix this is what you want them to do. Okay. So then you say, well, okay, so now they're going to be trained. So the SEA has to provide the related services or special education services. Remember 33227? Yeah. That your child was denied through the SEA and the district's failure to implement the regulations pursuant to there it is right here, 34. I'm good. 34227. Okay. Because they didn't do their job, the outcome was that the school district prevailed. Now that they did their job, you prevailed. So now you need them to pay up. Easy peasy. This is not hard. You can literally copy and paste this stuff right into your complaint. I don't care. I don't care. Then you say you want the results of your complaint. You want it made public. That the SEA staff are being trained and in the areas. Okay. Whoops, I got to get rid of that one. Okay. And you want copies of all of the documents the SEA used to investigate themselves and the name of the individual and their title and credentials. Okay. Who did the investigation? Now that usually comes with the paperwork. See, in Massachusetts, when you file a complaint, the response from the state is to send you what's called the local report. So the local report will have your intake number, and it goes to the school superintendent. Okay, so if you filed against the school district, it goes to the school superintendent. And it says, on such and such a date, Tammy Joya filed a complaint against you regarding yada, yada, yada student. Okay, that's what they do. Okay, now, as you read on, it says in the letter what I alleged. I alleged they violated this and they have violated that and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so then the state will say, so now we want you to provide us with yada, yada, yada documents within by such and such a date. Okay. So based on what you're asking for, the state has to come in and tell the school district or themselves in this instance. They have to tell you what they're going to look at. All right. To do the investigation. That they have to do it. The same way they do an investigation on a school district when you file a complaint is the exact same way they have to do it on themselves. That's what the 2013 dispute resolution memorandum said that the state has to do when they do it on themselves. Okay. And they can hire somebody like a lawyer or somebody who's familiar with doing an investigation, or they can do it themselves. They can just let somebody else do it. Now there's so many coming in that from me that they're just saying screw it, and they just make their attorney for the Department of Education. They do it. Don't care, but they doing it wrong too. They got in trouble too. So good, because they're stupid. Now let me tell you this before I move on to the next part. I believe, my personal opinion, in my experience, the best way to get the school district and to get your kid services is to file a state complaint. One is quicker. It's only 60 days. Two, you get the order. And three, if you get a crazy thing like I got on my PRS 8566 case, then you file against the state. So you get to do it again. But this time you go after the state for not doing their job. You see, that you always have to figure out how to make it work for you and your kid at all times, because they don't care about you. They don't care about your problems. They don't care that you have to move. They don't care that your kid's not sleeping at night. They don't care that your kid's getting beaten up. And in one instance, they don't care that a bookshelf fell on your kid and broke her arm. They don't care about that either. That actually happened recently in December to one of my clients. The kid is now out of that stupid school. And she lives in Utah. She used to live in Massachusetts. She lives in Utah now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now she's in a new school. Parents happy, kids getting all kinds of stuff. Because they're crazy. Okay. For me, in my opinion, they had a Barbie doll as the principal. She thought she was so cute. I don't like Utah anyway. I don't know if anybody's there, but I don't like their belief system. I'm just saying. They have too many rules for me that don't make any damn sense at all. But anyway, there's a lot of people that live there. But anyway, so that's why I like doing state complaints. Okay. They get done way faster. And even if you have to file against the state, and 9 times out of 10, if you do it right, you'll hit pay dirt right away. Now, you might not win everything. So my word of advice to you is to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Keep it to a minimum of 3 things. Now, remember, you got 1 year. So even if you picked 3 things today that went back, the first 6 months of the school year, you still have a year to get anything else in you want. Okay. So don't sweat it. You got a year from the date you filed your complaint backwards. Okay. So today is March 27th. If I filed a complaint today, I can go all the way back to March 27th, 2023. See what I'm talking about? You can go back a year. I never told you guys that. You can only go back a year with a state complaint. With a due process hearing, you can go back 2 years. But a due process hearing could take a year just to be heard. Yeah. Okay. So, and a whole lot of nonsense. Because once the hearing, if you're representing yourself in a due process hearing, once everybody finds out you're not trained, you're screwed. They're going to do so many things. They're going to do so many things to you guys. You're going to be mad as hell. They're going to try to pull every trick in the book. Half of the things they're going to do, like I told you, it steps way outside of the law. Like one of the hearing officers in Massachusetts, Catherine Putney Yanchin, for instance. So, yeah, I think it was in 2022. She wrote a decision on a hearing. And during that hearing, she didn't allow the parent's witness to finish his statements because she kept saying that it was beyond the scope of the hearing. It was not. She didn't allow, she didn't give the testimony of that expert witness the parent had. She didn't give him any weight as far as, how much she really used that testimony in making her decision as to who would prevail. So she decided, because he didn't go and see the kid in person, that everything else he did, she threw out. Well, that was just one of the errors of law that the judge, because the parents filed federal appeal. They had got a lawyer. They filed a federal appeal. And everything, there was 5 counts. In every single thing that Catherine Putney Yanchin found in favor of the school district, where the school district won, a federal court judge reversed the decision and sent it back to the BSEA for Catherine to fix her damn errors. Yeah. So, but 2 years. And until it's decided, until it's official, when everybody has run out their appeal rights, nothing gets done on that decision, whether it's from the judge. Nothing gets done. It's not worth it to go fight them in federal court. It's just not. However, knowing that you can sometimes gives you the leverage that you really need. Knowing how to access what's called PACER. PACER is the federal court place where you go and file federal court, lawsuits. And now, because of COVID, everybody's always talking about COVID this and COVID that. There were a few bonuses, very few, but there were some. And one of them was Zoom hearings. And the other one came out of it was like the court system. So a lot of times you don't have to go in front of the judge personally. You can do it via Zoom. And one of the things you can do via Zoom is a judicial review. So you file your due process appeal. And then when you do that, you don't have to go out and get separate. You have to get people served. Okay. Whoever is in the appeal, like the BSEA would be in the appeal and the school district would be in the appeal. And so those people literally have to be served about what you just did to them. You just dragged them into court, because they, just like in due process, they have a right to respond. And if they were never served, then they can get the case dismissed. The cool thing about this PACER for the courts is that once you file a federal appeal using PACER, apparently it automatically does the servicing of the parties. Now, I'm not 100%, but this is what I've been told. So it's really cool. It really helps us out as advocates and as parents of children with disabilities. And it's a cool thing too. You usually, okay, and I got to tell you guys this, a judicial review, when you appeal your BSEA decision or any due process decision through the Department of Education in any state, I lost my train of thought. When you file that complaint, I'll get back to it eventually. I can't think. Hi, Ben. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So when you file your due process complaint, the school districts and their attorneys, and the BSEA hearing officers and everybody, they want you to think like you're stepping into federal court. You're not. It's a judicial review of the record, the administrative record. The record that has all of the documents, all of the testimonies, all of the emails going back and forth to the parties, between the hearing officers, and anything that happens in a damn conference call. Yeah. All of that goes in the administrative record. When you file your appeal, that administrative record, the state has to send it to the judge for free. You don't pay shit. You file the only thing you're going to pay for is to file the federal appeal. And if you're indigent, if your kid is getting free lunch, you are below poverty or poverty level, you can fill out the paperwork for indigency, which means you get to file that for free. Just so you guys know, anytime you have to file anything in court and you meet that federal requirement, it doesn't matter if it's an appeal or any other kind of case, that every single courthouse, no matter where you go, if you went for family court, you can file a thing and they say, well, there's a fee for that. You say, okay, how much? They tell you how much. You say, I want the indigency paperwork. I'm poor. Because in this country, just because you're poor does not mean you don't have a right to access the court system because somebody wronged you. No. You can do it for free. I freaked Reese Ehrlichman out. She never knew that. She said, I see you're taking a lot of things to court. I said, yes. I said, it's free. I said, my clients are poor. They can't afford this nonsense. She said, what do you mean it's free? I said, they're all indigent. Do you know IDEA was made for parents of kids with disabilities? And most of the parents with kids with disabilities, most of them are poor parents. They don't have a lot of money. They don't have good jobs, like, making, $80,000, $150,000 a year. They don't have jobs like that. They have Joe Schmo jobs down the street. That is the purpose of IDEA. IDEA has one purpose, guys, just so you know. It was created by Congress to protect children with disabilities from the very agency that has been given the authority by our government to educate your kid with a disability. Once your kid leaves that setting, leaves the public school, that law, no good. Do you understand? In order for your kid to get an education, Congress had to make up regulations, statutes and regulations to protect your kid. Do you understand that? It blew my mind when I finally sat down and said, wait a minute. This is ridiculous. Congress, this is how bad it is. Okay, this is how bad it is. I have one allegation. The state investigator did not fully. Can I use this only one to give this? Okay, but I have only one allegation. Yes, you can. You could say they did, but you have to break it down. You have to show how she didn't. So when you have an allegation, guys, okay, so you have an allegation. She didn't fully investigate. Okay, she didn't review. She didn't investigate each allegation, okay, in which you only have one. So what the hell did she do? So how do you prove that? Well, you prove that by saying, for instance, in my complaint, I alleged that the school district failed to provide the parent with prior written notice. Okay. And so, but in order to prove that, you have a bunch of emails that they sent you, because schools are now thinking that emails is prior written notice. Emails are not prior written notice. Prior written notice has to meet the federal criteria. It has to have certain things in it. That's why I put that law in there. They break it all the time. Because, they're stupid. Okay. I got to turn on. Got to go up. I'm on again. We'll just put it on high. So, this is hot. Okay. So, you have to break it down. You have to say, I gave her this document. She didn't even look at it, because this document shows this does not meet the federal criteria for prior written notice. Prior written notice, guys, is 34 CFR 300.503. Let me show you. I want this now. Okay. Why is this? I don't understand. Okay, good. Okay, prior. Here it is right here. Well, I don't know how to make this go away. I don't know how to make this go away. Okay. Anyway. Oh, it did go away. All right. So prior written notice is right here. See? 34 CFR 300. Do you see it? No, you don't see it because you know why? I'm not showing it to you. Okay. There we go. All right. Here's prior written notice. See if it'll do it. Okay. All right. So now I do this, I do this, I do this. I got to do this, and then I got to do this. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay. Whoops. Wrong way, Feldman. Wait a minute, guys. I'm just playing around with my screens. I got 16 things open. This is why I came back stuttering the last time. Okay. So, remember what I just said? Prior written notice. I don't know why this is not showing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. See this part right here? See this right here? Content of the notice. You know what words you're not going to find in here? You're not going to find emails from the SPED director or the team chair. None of that nonsense is in here, okay? You see this right here? From here to here. That's all of the stuff that has to go into the notice they sent you about, for instance, a team meeting. Or when you ask them for an OT or a related service, okay? And they just put in there no. Or you ask them for home-based program and they just say no. They can't just say no, okay? Because then they take away a whole bunch of your rights. So you see where I'm going, Alma? Just because they didn't do one thing, that means they didn't do a whole bunch of other things underneath. So the state investigator didn't investigate fully. Okay, so let's just say one of the things was, what did you allege? Let's do it that way. What did you allege, Alma? But anyway, I wanted you guys to see this is prior written notice. You guys have to look, Alma, while you're typing that. Just tell me what it was that you alleged that a state investigator didn't do. Okay. So you have to, they have to give a description of the action that is proposed or refused. So if the district is saying, if you go to the district and you tell the district you want extra OT, you want it to be 3 times 30 instead of 2 times 30. So the district says no. So the district has to put it in writing why they refused. Why? Why did they refuse to do that? That was cool what just happened. I didn't know it could do that. Anyway, okay, they have to say why. Then they have to give an explanation why they're proposing or refusing the action. Okay, so either way, once you ask for something, they have to do this. There's no sidestepping, there's no misinterpretation. They have to, okay, let me tell you why. Here it is right here. Written notice that meets, look up here, guys. Okay, says written notice that meets the requirements of paragraph B of this section must be given to the parents of a child with the visit within a reasonable time before the public agency proposes to initiate or change the identification, or if it's about an evaluation you want done, or the placement of the kid, or the provision of FAPE to the child. Everything you put in there is about FAPE. So if you ask the school district to do something, you make sure you put it in there. You say, my kid needs 3 times 30 instead of 2 times 30. You put in that without the additional time, he will be denied FAPE. That's how you get them. Okay. Okay. The registrar did not follow the transfer of records, and my son was not enrolled for the first day. We had to call the previous school to unenroll our son. Honey, I think, okay. The registrar from the previous school. So you went to the school and you gave them, okay, first of all, I'm gonna lead in with this, and Alma, just correct me if I'm wrong. You guys don't fight battles that you don't need to fight. You got a lot of fighting to do for the rest of your life. That's not a good one, honey. But maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so let's just look at it. The transfer of records, they never do. I'm just going to tell you like that. But if your kid's on an IEP, then the new school can't implement the IEP because the old school didn't give it to them. So it should have been up to the new school to contact the old school to get the records, okay? Or at the very least, they should have told you. We never got the records from the old school, okay? So once you put it in writing, then yes, that's all you had to do. But I mean, I'm trying to think how I would, for me, we had to call the previous school to unenroll our son. So when you transferred your kid, you didn't get any, did you tell them you were transferring him? Because that's not really a special ed issue. The only thing you can get him for is that you have to show the documents that prove that you had to do all that work. Okay. The best thing you can get with that is training, but that's not really like a special ed issue. Unless, like I said, some time had gone by that denied him that he didn't get his services in his IEP. Now we're talking, because what you can get the school district for is every single day for every single thing he was supposed to get, for every single day that his IEP could not be implemented because the previous school didn't send it over, then yes, that's what you get them for. The way you wrote it, that's not how you get them. Okay. So did your kid have an IEP? And if so, how long was he in the new school before the new school got the IEP? If it was 5 days, that's a violation. So you tell them, you send it back to the SEA and you say, my son's IEP was not implemented for 5 days. These are all the hours every day that he missed. I want all of them compensatory. That's what you do. Okay? Because it doesn't matter. 25, Alma, honey. Okay. This is what I want you to do. I want you to file another complaint. And what you're going to do is you're going to say that the previous school denied FAPE because for 25 days, they never sent the IEP over to the new school once he transferred, because there's a whole thing about transferring in. Now I got to go look for that because I can't remember where it is. Okay, wait. Transferred in students. Okay, there's a whole law about transfer in students. Now I have to figure out where it is. Okay, I got to think about where that law is. Wait, let me see if I could do it over here. Regulations. Regulation. Idea. Regulations. It's 1414. I hate when they do that. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is the law you're going to use, Alma. Okay. I'm going to show you the law in a minute. Okay. So first, let me do this. Guys, I'm just going to do this for Alma. Okay. Okay, whenever your kid transfers to another school within the state, there are regulations. So this is what you're going to get them on, okay? You're going to say that they violated when the IEP was supposed to be in effect, okay? You could go after both of them. You could put in there that your kid was, you have to put it in order. So for your complaint, you would say, okay, for your complaint, you would say that your son's now, you would say that the school, his previous school, let me see if I can find it down here. transmittal of records. Here it is right here. To facilitate the transition for a child to try, the new public school in which the child enrolls must take reasonable steps to so it's not the old school, it's the new school's fault. Okay. The previous public agency in which the child was enrolled must take reasonable, so it's both of them. So here's the regulation. Okay. Transfer in state student to another school. Regulations are 34 CFR 322. G. What is it? G. Okay. So I'm just going to put it like this and it'll be easier. Now, I just want to tell you guys something else. You can actually get the transcript of this on my YouTube channel. So you can download it. So you can find this. Okay. Because it'll be part of the training. All right. So, and Alma, in answer to your question, your complaint is one regulation, 2 schools. Okay. The first regulation is right here. There it is. The new public agency, and they're talking about agency, they're talking about the school. Thank you, Jimmy. I do not want to interrupt. No, it's okay. That's what I want you guys to do. The new public agency in which the child enrolls must take reasonable steps. So once you enrolled him in the new school, it was up to the new school to get his records, including the IEP and supporting documents and any other records related to the provision of special education and related services to the child. So the new school they already screwed up. Okay. So, and then, so if let's say, now remember, you got a year. Okay. So you could take this. So if you're not having any problems with the new school, what you want to do is you want to take this. I think, did he go to a new district? So he didn't transfer to a school within the same district. Did he go to another district, another school district? Because this only has, you don't transmit records if you're within the same district. They should just have access. So if he's staying in the same school district and he just went to he went from one elementary school to another elementary school, then within the same district, yeah, different state. Wait, here we go. That's a whole different law. It's still 323. So here it is right here. IEPs for children who transfer from another state. If a child with a disability who had an IEP that was in effect in a previous public agency in another state transfers to a public agency in a new state and enrolls in a new school within the same school year, the new public agency, in consultation with you, the parent, must provide the child with FAPE, including services comparable to those described in the child's IEP from the previous school, until the new public agency conducts an evaluation, or they can say they can adopt your IEP. Alabama, okay. So they can adopt, they got 2 things. So if a child in a new state and enrolls at the new public agency, okay? The new public agency must provide the child. So the new school was supposed to implement his IEP, not the old school, okay? Or they had to, did you give them the IEP, Alma? If you gave them the IEP, they should have implemented. It's the new school. So you got 2 choices. I'm going to just tell you here. Okay, you got 2 choices what you can do, and then we're going to go back to the other thing. What you can do is hold this in your back pocket. You could just tell them on the QT, hey, you owe me 25 days. This IEP was supposed to be in effect the second he came here, the second I gave it to you. And they can say whatever they want. Okay. And you say, you do realize I got a whole year that I can file this complaint. Okay. So pray you guys don't do nothing else wrong. But you owe my kid. You either give it to him or, I'm going to have to report you. And it works the same way. So what you have to do is, this is the regulation, not the one I just gave you. You want F, not G. You see what I'm talking about, guys? About telling me I can only base my answer on what you tell me. That's why I'm always repeating myself. I got it. All right. So what were we talking about? We were talking about. So I hope that helps you, Alma. Okay. We were talking about my paper. Where's that something? I lost my paper. Let it go. Down here. DDS. No. Where the hell did it go? Okay, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. PDF. Okay. So now we'll go back to what we were talking about. Okay. And you guys feel free to interrupt. It's okay. I don't care. Because I'll just jump back. You're just going to give me a minute because I'm old. Because I forget shit. Okay. So that's why I put all of this together. Okay. Because it doesn't matter what state you're in. They're going to defy logic. Okay. They're just going to screw it up until they can't see straight. So all of the regulations, and it's separated by IEP, prior written notice. Denial of FAPE is always first. Okay. So once you got your remedy in there, okay, and you're telling them what remedy means, what you want. Okay. What you want because of what they did. In most cases, it has to do with your kid. So you could put in there because of what the state did, because that's part of your complaint. And what you're going to say is because of what the state did, because of what the school district did. And then after I filed the complaint, because of what the state did, now I want the state to pay up. And I want all of those people trained, and I want proof that they were trained, and by who? Who trained them? And in what area did they train them? Because I don't want to have to come back here again. Because here's the other thing, guys. When you file a complaint and they issue a corrective action order, and then the stupid place does the same thing again, but with a different kid on a different day, that's a violation. And you can use the previous one, the corrective action order, against the state for not monitoring the implementation of the corrective action order. You see how big it can blow up right in their face. And that's what you want. You want it to blow up in their face. Okay? That's the fun part. If there could be a fun part, that's the fun part. Okay? So then, that's right, we've been there. Hey, Amanda. So now what you have to do is after you put in that, and I mean, it could be as big as you want. It doesn't matter. Some states don't even look at it. It's like they don't have to. They do have to. You have to put in a remedy. That means they have to read it. And they have to say, well, this is the remedy. They don't get to change your remedy because it makes their world go round and round. Hi. Hey there. So it's not about them. And what they like to do is minimize the damage because it allows the state and the school district to save face. Meanwhile, your kid was denied FAPE. They get to save face, and your kid was denied FAPE. You see how that don't work together? Good for me. I'm not feeling that stupidness. Stop being stupid, and you don't have to save face. When I talk about, and I call people names, I'm talking about the schools, never about you guys. No. Okay, so now I learned this trick a long time ago, and the reason why I do this is because when I file my complaint, I use Adobe. I have Adobe Pro. Now, what I do is I take all of my documents and I put them in one big document. Okay, I make them come together. So you just, if you don't have Adobe and you typed it all up on Word, that's okay. You could just click and drag your document and put it on there. You can just add it, okay, as another page. All right. So what I do is I make sure that my complaint lists the evidence that I provided, because they'll say they never got it, or they'll say you didn't give me that, or whatever, because they're stupid. And so they think you're dumb. So what I do is I put, especially for the state. So I'm filing against the state. One of the things I'm going to prove to the state is I'm going to submit my complaint, just a complaint, not the evidence that I attached to the complaint, because I can pull that out at different times that I need to. Okay, the evidence. So the first thing I'm going to do is say Exhibit 1, the complaint that I filed. So in our case, in one of my cases, it would be Massachusetts uses PRS, which is Problem Resolution Systems. Makes them sound smart, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, PRS intake number 8566. That would be right there. I would put the date it came in, and I would put PRS complaint filed by parent. Okay, that would be number 1, because I'm proving that they didn't investigate all my allegations. Okay, and then the second one would be, because this is the SEA complaint against the SEA, the second letter would be the SEA letter to the district that the complaint was filed against the district. Remember what I said? When you file a complaint and the state gets it, there's a follow-up letter to say, hey, we got your complaint. Here's the number to your complaint, or whatever identifier they attach to it, whether it's just your name or whatever in the date, whatever identifier, you put that as Exhibit 2. Okay. Then the next letter after that is the letter that they gave you with their findings that you're disputing, that it's horse manure. Okay, that's the Exhibit 3. You're listing the exhibits. Okay. And then after that, it's any documents that you know that they did not call attention to in their findings of fact and conclusions. That's another violation, because if they left out stuff in your complaint, then the findings of fact and conclusions and the reasons as to how they came to their conclusions is going to be all wrong, because they didn't look at all the data, and that's your beef. They didn't look at everything. Had they looked at everything, we would have had a different conclusion. The findings would have been different. The reasons would have been different. But they didn't do this, and so that's why the reasons are what they are. You get it? You following me, guys? That's how it works. Okay. Then you go in and you go get your evidence, and you say, see, this is what you did, because everything that you send them, they have to address. They have to address each allegation you made, and they have to look at your evidence, and they have to say what they reviewed when they did this. Now, they could put a list in and say, we reviewed all of this. But if you reviewed all of this, then that would mean that everything would have been different, because here's the violation, wombat head. Yes, it is a big wow moment. You see, so you're getting it, okay? So you just go in and pull out only the stuff from your previous complaint against the school district of the things that the state didn't review, because remember, they have to investigate each allegation, and they have to review all relevant information. So let's do this. So let's say you sent them the IEP, and in the IEP it says that the kid's supposed to get 3 times 30, but the kid only got 2 times 30. So now the state has to ask them for documentation to prove that the kid got the 3 times 30 that you're alleging. Otherwise, guess what? The school district owes you that 1 times 30 for the whole year, or for 6 weeks, or whatever it was. Okay? That's how you get them. All right? Then, after you do that, okay, so what you do on each document that you're submitting, all of these documents, in the top corner of each document, these different documents right here, it'll say here it is right here, EXH.1. You have to mark them. EXH2, EXH3. You only do it on the first page of each single document, of each single exhibit. So it would be on the complaint. That would be EX1. See how the one's right there? Then the next exhibit would be EX2, and so forth. Okay? So I put that right in there for you guys so you can remember it. All right? Then what I like to do, it's my favorite. You CC it. Whoops. I don't know what it's doing now because it's stupid. You CC it to Valerie Williams, who is, okay, good, because you're stupid. All right, we'll do this. All right. You CC it to Valerie Williams, who is the OSEP director. At the bottom, you put CC. First, you sign it, put your name on it, and then you put CC, Valerie Williams, OSEP director. You put OSEP director at the conclusion, right underneath your name, where it says sincerely, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Yeah, okay. So this is me telling you how to do it as a PDF file. Okay, I find it easier that way, but you do it any way that's easy for you. I don't care if you print them all out and mail them to them, but whatever you do, you save it as one document on your computer, or you go get yourself a nice one of these things right here. Go get that. Okay, go get one of these thumb drives and put that thing right on there. And then now you could save all of your shit on that. Okay, now, okay, so that's just the list. This is just the list of documents. Okay. The next thing you have to do is behind the next page after the list of documents, and at the top of it, you write exhibits. So you would see where I put list of evidence. What you would put is why won't this work? I don't understand. Okay, put over here. You would just write evidence. Okay, I don't know what it's doing now. I don't want to act right because she's stupid. There. So I just do this. Oh, I don't understand why she won't work. Oh, edit. Duh. So half of this stuff isn't even working because I have to edit it. Okay, I'm not doing it. So we're going to close it. So yeah, right here, you would just, instead of it says attached evidence by exhibit number, right above that, you would just put the word exhibit. Okay. So now they know what you're getting. They know what they're getting. You set it up so you know exactly what you sent them and why. You're setting this up. Okay. You're setting this up. So then, and then I put good luck. Okay. So I don't know why this is doing this. I don't know why it's doing it. So now, so for each, where is it? So each one of these is a separate document. So then behind this page, so you have a page that says evidence, and it has exhibit 1, exhibit 2, exhibit 3. Then you put exhibit 1, the actual document, exhibit 1, exhibit 2, exhibit 3. You attach the evidence. Okay. So now they're going to be like, who taught her how to do this? Because only lawyers do this shit. Parents don't do this. So this is how you're going to do it. Okay. So and I put instructions, adhere to the specifics instructions. So you got to read the application on how to file a complaint against the state, how to file a complaint, period. Okay. Every state has their own directions. Okay. So when you go to file, say it's Alabama. So you type in Alabama special education state complaint form. Okay. That's what you do. It'll take you right to the page. State, whatever your state is, you put special education in the browser, state complaint form, and it'll come up. Okay. After finalizing your complaint, click the send button, submit the complaint. Yeah, because now they only got 60 days. They got 60. It's in Massachusetts, it's school working days. Okay, which is ridiculous because 60 days could be like 4 months. Because you got to take out vacations, you got to take out holidays, you got to take out any day the school wasn't open in Massachusetts. Okay. And then what you do is you can contact the state and say, it's 60 days. What is that? Calendar days, business days? What is it? Every day? What is it? And they'll tell you how many, and then you just count on the calendar and you say, because the letter that you're going to get after you submit your complaint will have the date you'll get it. Usually it'll have the date that you will get a decision by such and such a day. And if you don't get it when you get that first letter, because in the rules, it'll tell you how in your state, it'll tell you how long it's going to take for you to even hear from them. Now, if you don't, what you do is you contact OSEP and you say, hey, I just filed a complaint and that was 2 months ago and I still haven't heard from the state. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Because believe me, they have been known not to do the investigation and just set it aside and pretend they did, but they didn't. So you tell OSEP, to find out what the hell's going on, because you called this person and this person and this person and nobody can give you an answer. You email them too. You don't call people, you email them. You say, what is the status on my complaint? Who's doing the investigation and when is it going to be done? Okay. Then when nobody answers you, you send it the first time. Then you write second request. You do it again. And you write third request. You do it again. The third time you put, what's her name? Was I going to call it? 1D Williams. You put Valerie Williams' name on it, or whoever is the lead person for you at OSAP. Okay. For your state. So I put in everything that they're going to do right here. And then, okay, this is cool. How do I do it? Let's see. Allow. Okay, this is cool. As it's cool beads. I'm going to show you something real quick. This link right here is going to show you guys where you can go get the name of the person at OSAP that does the monitoring, the state lead. Okay, so now we're going to do this. And do this. And do this. And do this. And ta-da. Check this out. This is so freaking cool. Okay. So when I tell you guys contact OSAP, what you really have to do is contact your state agency. So let's do it. So let's go look. Hey, Alma. Guess who it is? So Alabama. And then it says Cheryl Brody. And then this is most of you want Part B. Part B is 3 to 21. Okay. Part C is early intervention, or 0 to 3. Okay. So your state lead, honey, is Heather Olson. Okay. So you click on that and you will get Heather Olson's, you'll get Heather Olson's email. So what I do is I just copy email address and then I will put it in my thing. Okay. So that's all you have to do. You have to pull it up, right click, and then it'll say copy email address. You do that. And then you can go put it someplace. Let me see if I can put it somewhere. I'll put it right here. Oops. Where can I put it? I just want to see if it'll work if I put it somewhere. I'll do it like that. Okay. Yep. Hers is heather.olson@ed.gov. Yep. That's what it is. So all you have to do is right click on these people's names. Okay. You right click. You say copy email. So if you use Yahoo or you use Gmail, so what you want to do is use that. So when you file the complaint, you CC it to Olson. But like I said, Alma, you got to go back because you got to file it right. You got to use transfer to a new state. That's what you have to do. And then everything good. But that's where, so this bottom one, I did it wrong again. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, I shut it off. Okay, so this right here is the Office of Special Education Program Monitoring and State Improvement Planning Division, State Lead, Part B and C. Okay, these are the people that you want them to know you. Okay, those are the people that'll go ring, ring, hello. Hey, Alabama, you done lost your damn mind. You can't do that. She just sent me this complaint. You guys, you're over 25 hours, yada, yada, yada. You put that chick's name on the bottom of your complaint, they will pay attention. Okay? They will pay attention. That's my girl. I am on it. So I hope, so that's the most important. That's a real good one for all of you. Okay? Every single state has a state lead of people who are monitoring your state specifically. Okay? Now, and they're not all different. Some people, monitor more than one state. But that's what you want. And here's the frequently, asked regulations. So we got denial of FAPE. We got the student records, the student record request. Everybody, this one right here. Okay, listen to me, you guys. Listen to me right now. This one, these two right here. Yeah. That's what you use. You don't use FERPA ever. Ever. When it comes to student records and you asking for them, don't do it. I will smack each and every one of you. FERPA don't help nobody do nothing. They just don't. The same laws that are in FERPA are in the access records. That's what you want, access rights. Okay, access to your kids' records. The records request and it's 300.13 and 300.614. Okay, those are the two. That's very important. Prior written notice, very important. Consent. There's 2 consent laws. Consent is listed like 307 times. I mean, like over 500 times in IDEA. That's how important consent is to IDEA. Okay. I'm tired, guys. It's gonna be a short one. Unless you guys, does anybody have any questions? So did that help you guys? I mean, I'm hoping that it did. Did you guys, is it workable? Do you have any questions about it? Did you like it? I mean, you're always going to have questions, but I'm going to tell you something. Whenever I talk about IEPs or any of this stuff, these are the laws that I'm always talking. You listen to me, and you guys will hear me cite these laws all the time. I'll say FAPE, I'll say student records rights, I'll say consent, child fine. That's a biggie. Massachusetts got in trouble for child fine. I did? Okay, good. Now you can use the same concept that you file against the SEA, the exact same format you use when you file a complaint against the district. It's the exact same way. It's just worded a little different. Instead of using review of the information or investigate all areas, all of that comes out. Now you talk about, the regs. You talk about this stuff right here. This is when you talk about this stuff. Okay. You do a little bit in the complaint against the district, against the state, only to prove that they didn't do it. This is something you didn't review. I said they didn't. That's another one. Did I put 304 in here? Oh my God, I didn't put 304. Son of a bitch. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So, the evaluation piece. So I put everything that I could possibly think in here that comes up. Least restrictive environment, placement. I have filed 2 complaints against PRS and asked for time frame, and they combined them into one complaint. They can't. Yes, my advice is to send those complaints and their responses to OSA. Every time you send, who's the person that's investigating? What's the name? I know a lot of them. Who's the investigator? Jonathan? Matthew? Who's investigating? I've never heard of them compiling. Okay, this is what you do, Bonnie. That question you just did to me, I want you to send that over. Matt Denninger? I never heard of that fool. What part of Massachusetts are you in? Are you in northern, what is it? In the Berkshires somewhere? Never heard of that name. But it doesn't matter. What I want you to do is, I want you to send an email to Denninger. I want you to attach the 2 complaints that have 2 separate intake numbers. That's what they should have, because you filed them separately. Okay? And you say, and you CC Laura Duos on it. Okay? Go look at that list. Go click on that thing. And you say, he's on DESE board. He's on the board, all right. I don't know why he's doing this. Telling, okay, this is what I want you to do. You do what I tell you to do, okay? You send what you just wrote there. I filed 2 complaints against PRS Massachusetts for time frame non-compliance, and they combined them into 1 complaint. And then you said, and I requested that they investigate them separately. Advice. And then you say, instead of putting advice, you say, I don't have a PRS number for either one of them. I don't know who this Matt Denninger is. He's on the DESE board. I don't even know what that means. He's clearly not an investigator. So I don't know who these people are and when is this going to be investigated. It's already come to my knowledge that pursuant to, and then you bring up this 20. Do you have that letter? The September 29th letter? It's a doozy. You need the September 29th letter. And you send it to him. And you tell Laura, you address it to Laura Duos, but you send it to Matt Denninger and Russell Johnston. That's what you do. Okay? All right? That's what you do. I don't know what you're saying yes to. I can't remember what I asked you. You're in the Berkshires. That's why I don't know him. Okay, you tell him, I don't know who this, I don't know if he's in you put it in writing, and you say how you filed 2 complaints and yada, yada. And you said you requested that they investigate them separately. And to date, they have never responded. Okay, good. To date, they have never responded as to the reasons why they're combining them into one complaint. I don't have a PRS number. And to my knowledge, this individual, Matt Denninger, is not a PRS investigator. He's on the DESE board. I don't know what's going on. Laura, please advise. That's how you do it. You make sure you put Russell Johnston, the state's commissioner. He used to be, because I don't know who the state, because you say formally the state special ed director. That's what you put on there. Mm-hmm. You put his name on it. You put Russell Johnston. You put Matt Denninger. You put Laura Duos. And then you put, when you write up the email, you write, hello, Ms. Duos. I have filed 2 complaints against PRS in Massachusetts for time frame non-compliance, and they combine them into one complaint. Do you have a PRS do you have a PRS number? And then you attach the letter that they combined it. Whatever they sent you, did they send you anything saying that they were combining them, or did they just do it without your knowledge? They can't do none of that. And you tell her, I believe it is to minimize the damage that they have done, because all of this went on. Okay, let me tell you something. The reason why this is real important, Bonnie, is because on September 29th, they were like this talking, so they didn't put it in writing. Okay, good. So that means you don't have a PRS number. So what you want to do is you want to tell her that. You want to tell Laura Duos that after the state, listen to me very carefully, okay? I'm going to write it right here. I'm going to put it in the post, okay? This is what you're going to say to Laura Duos. You're going to say, after DESE received the September 29th, 2023 letter from OSEP, I filed 2 complaints. One in October of 2023 and another in January 2024. As of this writing, I do not, they put it in writing? So do you have a PRS number? Does it say intake PRS and then there's a number? For some reason, you say, PRS made a unilateral decision to combine my 2 complaints. I did not agree, and I did not agree to this arrangement. It is my understanding that the SEA has 60 days to complete the investigation, and therefore the October complaint will be in violation, and therefore the October complaint will not be completed until will be completed beyond the federal timeline. And then you put, isn't that one of the issues that is being investigated by OSEP regarding the SEA and PRS investigation practices? That's what you send them, girl. Okay. I do not agree. Okay. So I just wrote it up for you. Okay. I just wrote it up for you. So now all you have to do is just type it right now. Or wait till the end of this video, which I'm going to end it in a few minutes. Wait till the end of this video. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into, it's going to be towards the end, and you're going to get, and you know what you could do? Put my damn name on it. Put CC Tammy Joya Advocate. Put it right on the bottom of that. That's what I want you to do. Do that. Now, they're going to say, who the hell is Tammy Joya? Nanya. She's the person who's training me. Matter of fact, maybe you guys should have Tammy come in here and train you. She's training me. Stupid. Put my name up because I hate them. I got to tell you guys a funny story. So earlier today, before everybody came in, I did a congratulations to one of my clients who I've known since he was a little boy. And he lives in New York. And because New York has this thing where at 16, you can leave the public school setting and go into college, and you can get your diploma and a degree, an associate's degree. At the same time, you can work towards both. Well, he just took his GED. He jumped the gun, took his GED. He got it. I'm so proud of him. I can't even see straight. So we're having a couple of problems, though, because the state agencies that are working with him, after he told me all of that, he told me this other story. And he says he was talking to the agency, it was a state agency, and she's telling him how she's not going to give him services and everything. And I don't know how my name came up, but he said, I have an advocate and my mom. And the woman said, this is so funny. The woman said, well, who's your advocate? He said, Tammy Joya. He said, the Tammy Joya? He said, yeah, my mom and her are besties. Can you imagine? I got a new title, the Tammy Joya. I love it when a plan comes together. I just love it. But anyway, I want you guys to give my guy, a bunch of you already did it, but I just need you guys to give him a great big congratulations. His name is Tyler. He got his GED. He's in college. He's on his way. He's on his way. Yes. And he's autistic. Don't tell me it can't be done. It can be done. Anything can be done. Anything. You just got to fight for it. He's one of my stories. That's right. Thank you very much. D. Tammy Joya. Bravo. Thank you. I'll take my bows now. That's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, New York hates me. I don't care none about it. I don't care none about it. They can turn around and take a big chunk right there. Yep. Thank you. I think it's fun. But yeah, my guy is just, I'm so happy for him. I am so happy. And he's so nonchalant about it. Yeah, Tammy, I got my GED. I just love him so much. And he's big. He's 6'2". I mean, he's big. He's a big boy. He's 17. So he told them, because we fought the school. And no matter what, we were kicking their asses left, right, and center, all up and down the highways and everything. They're just stupid. They don't care. They like getting beat. As a matter of fact, one of the schools, if you guys look it up, I'm telling you, I'll pull it up. Watch this. You guys are going to die. Okay. I have to do this. This is so much fun. Okay, stop. Share. This is the school that I kicked their butts at. Okay. So this is what they did. Why? Okay, that's not it. The investigation came about after a disability advocate filed a state complaint on behalf of the parent in the district. That'd be me. I hate these things. So, okay, where is it? I'm going to show you my pictures in here. What the state found. According to the state, evaluations which determine each student's eligibility for special education services are supposed to include at least a physical, all of this stuff in the state, right? All of that right there. The state also requires that parents be notified. Okay. The state's investigation found that of the 27 notifications which were sent out by the Dryden Committee on Special Education, that's what they call it in New York, 5 did not list psychological evaluations, 9 did not list social history, and all 27 failed to list an observation of the student or her learning environment. We won this like nobody's business. So what it concluded, there I am. That's this kid. Okay. The state investigation was carried out after Tammy Joya Special Education filed a pair of complaints with the New York State Department of Joya, who pursues special education rights cases in New York, Massachusetts, and 5 other states. Hi, Sarah. Said she was contacted by a parent in the district. Because my client doesn't look like someone with a disability, he has an invisible disability, the school put redacted in a regular ed. Okay, the school put in a regular ed class, Joya said. We're getting evaluations done, and what they will prove is that they denied my client access to FAPE. See, we were getting the evaluations done. FAPE, Joya said, is a concept which the U.S. Congress introduced in the idea over 30 years ago. Joya said that forcing school districts to provide FAPE was meant mitigate the long-term costs of the disabled on society. Congress said it is better and more cost-effective to make the public school system provide FAPE until these kids are 21 and 22. Here it is right here, people, rather than having them become a financial burden on our society. So let's educate them. Oh, there's a novel idea. Duh. The National Center for Learning Disabilities, however, warns that, that FAPE is one of the most misunderstood concepts in the idea and often causes greatest conflict. This was in 2014. So both Joya and the parent feel the Dryden District has, through improper evaluation procedures, denied children access to FAPE. Although the state investigation did not examine this question directly, it did look at the question of whether the district is adhering to state-mandated methods of evaluation. They not. Superintendent's response, we won't read him, he's stupid. Yeah. So that's what it did. So I had to show you that. That's my favorite, and it just sits there all the time. It's just there all the time. So anyway, so yeah, you can beat them. And we beat him. We had the last laugh when he took that GED at 17. And by the way, this kid also made the, what is it called? The president's honor roll thingy at the college. Okay. Because it wasn't that he couldn't learn. It was the way they were presenting the information to him that he couldn't get by. Because they're stupid in public schools. And they want to put everybody in this little teeny box and say, this is how you got to learn. I don't care if you have a disability. And that's why IDEAL was born. Because people like this kid can learn. Any person can learn. If you can teach a dog to do a trick, then you can teach a kid. And that's not to compare the two, but I mean, anything can learn. No problem. I'm telling you guys, I love doing what I do. So next week, I'm hoping I can really figure out how to do the whole thing. I got to figure it out in my head. And then we'll do the consulting thing. And I'm going for 5 people. I need 5 people to join. And I'll put all the information out there on Facebook for you guys to sign up. And then I will give you guys my email address. I'll just put my email address for you guys to sign up. And if I get a lot, then that's okay, because I'll just put you guys on the list. We'll just have a waiting list. I don't think I'm going to get more than 5 anyway, but just in case, if I get a little bit over, I'm good. It's just that the way I want to do this is like a group consult is what it's going to be. So each person is going to have, one-on-one with me, but also the reason why I want to do it is because other people can learn from what you're doing or from what I'm telling you to go do. And you have like a support network that, yeah, you guys can all say, yup, that's what I'm going through too. That's why this is so good, because it's almost like therapy. It's almost, but it also gives you guys the understanding that there are people out there that are on your side. I'm that bitch. So I want to thank you guys for coming. I'm doing it an hour and a half now. It's so good. So I want to thank you for coming. I hope you guys got something out of that paperwork. I'm going to try to put more stuff together like that too. So sometimes I'll do a PowerPoint presentation. So if you guys like PowerPoint, they're real easy and simple. They're better than watching a video. I can put a PowerPoint presentation together, and you can print a PowerPoint presentation, and you can watch it on your phone and your tablet and your yada yada. Now, please, guys, please, could you please go to my YouTube channel, Special Ed Answers, like, comment, share, hit the notification bell. Please just do it. I'm coming up. I'm up to 258 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. When I found your videos back in 2020, I knew you had the passion and compassion to help others. That's right. I love you guys. I really do. You guys in my heart. And happy Easter to all of you who do the happy Easter thing. I do too, but thank you, Alma. You have a good one, okay? Let me know how that all works out for you, okay? And Bonnie, let me know, okay? Alma, you too. Okay, that's the kind of stuff we'll talk at the console. Bye, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. See you later. Okay, let me see if I can do this. This should be cool.